What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Critique is necessary. Criticism is necessary. Now, we live in a society where every people want to sugarcoat everything and not, call a thing a thing. You don't want to call a spade a spade. It always has to be some kind of softening of the blow. And this punctified way of doing things has never led to the betterment of the society or people in general. And my problem with that is people act like critique isn't necessary. Like, how are you going to get better if nobody ever tells you what you're not good at? How are you going to be the person you dream to be if everybody's patting you on the back and saying good job when you can improve? If we constantly feel like we need to be better tomorrow than we are today, then that means we need to critique what we did today or be critiqued by what we did today to improve on it tomorrow. I think when people talk about over over I think the overuse of the word bashing is because people don't want to be criticized. People don't want to be critiqued on their actions. And this creates an overly inflated ego. Because on one hand, you got everything you're doing is good. Now, if everything you're doing is good, then how come it's not working out good? And I'm not talking about, exceptions to the rule, because sometimes you're just going to go through a season. Some people do that. But when your life is the whole season, because you're not making good moves or good decisions, and people are not telling you what you're doing doesn't work and you need to try something else, and they don't critique your actions and the consequences of your actions, then you're to, it's you and that necessity of the participation trophy. You living, so you must be doing something right. Not necessarily. You know, when I made bad choices, even parenting, like when there was things I didn't quite get. People like, look, man, that's because you're doing this wrong. You might not see it that way right now, but if you try this, and this, look at that. And that's the thing about being able to take criticism or to be able to be critiqued. You have to humble yourself to the point where you say, you know what? I'm gonna take your advice. It might not be something I understand or agree with, but obviously you coming from a different position than I am, and you might have more wisdom in this particular thing. And a lot of times that advice works. I remember being playing sports, and some people they say are not coachable because your coaches want them to play a style that's not meant for them to play. But other people are not coachable because they have a problem being critiqued. They can be told something that'll make them better, but they just don't want to do it. And I think that's the problem with society. Like, we telling people things to get better, but people just don't want to do it because to be critiqued is to be insulted. Now, you know, the funny part about it is you'll hang out with a bunch of people that'll tell you're the best thing since sliced bread and let you dig your own grave. But at the same time, the people who are trying to critique you, excuse me, usually try to critique you because they want to see you better, and that's an act of love. But it's hard to take because how dare they tell you something that can make you better? Sometimes people need to tell you the things you don't want to hear. You know, people need to tell you the things that you don't necessarily um, want to address, but need to be addressed. A person can tell you, look, man, if you don't pay that light bill, they're gonna cut the lights off. and you need to stop bullshitting and pay that light bill before you walk around in the dark. And you can't tell me nothing. I'm gonna turn up. I'm okay. Well, you gonna turn up with some candles. That's what you're gonna turn up with, and I hope you can see. But I could go further with this, but I don't think that's necessary because at the end of the day, it's that simple. Like, do you want people in your life that are real? Because I take that back. Real people will critique you and challenge you, and that will make you a better person. So at the end of the day, do you want the people in your life that will be honest enough with you to ruffle your feathers to make you better, or do you want to be around the people who are gonna just go with the flow and let you just crash and burn? You know, and you consider those people your friends because they never tell you no, like they're yes men. Me personally, I think critique is necessary. Just my opinion. Peace.